everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Reef Wifey, and today I have Reef Hubby.
Reef Hubby, yay!
Here with me.
Thanks for the nickname.
It's a really good nickname.
Yeah.
It fits you.
Pretty cool. I like it.
Yes, yes, yes. And today, this episode is going to be about, we're going to be talking today. It's going to be like a podcast vibe type of thing, you know. We're going to be talking about reef topics, the story of the beginning, advice, quick story times, all that good stuff. And this is actually our first little episode of this new series, so here we are.
Yeah, no, here we are. You know, thank you guys so much for allowing us, you know, to show you guys our reefs. I know you guys have been watching my wife's postings on YouTube and everything, and you know, thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it. So we're gonna keep going. Now we're gonna start a new chapter, you know, and having this podcast. So yeah, can't wait, you know, to move forward and show you guys more and talk about everything.
Because we gotta talk about the corals, like Remy said.
No, we gotta show the people the coral.
Oh yeah, something like that. Something corals.
Yeah, man, we met Remy. Man, he's awesome. Like, you guys have to, you know, if you guys go to a show and he's there, go up to him and talk to him. Man, he was funny. He's super funny guy.
Say hi.
Yeah, just say hi. Say hi. And it was crazy because whenever we got back from Aquashella, my wife, she posted a video. She posted the video, I think, like 2 or 3 days after Aquashella, and he actually went over to his channel and he commented on my wife's post or video, and that was pretty awesome. Whenever she told me that Remy did that, I was like, that's crazy. Like that, like, he's huge in the community, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
But we'll save that story for another time.
Yeah,
definitely.
For sure. But yeah, follow us along, and you know, we're gonna be talking about a bunch of topics. So
today's topics are going to be,
well, some of the topics that we're going to be talking about is going to be, you know, why we have a reef tank, why we got into the hobby, and
the beginning, the story of the beginning and all that good stuff.
The story, everything behind it. I personally wasn't even into reef tanks. I personally didn't even like fish.
It's crazy.
To start off. So we're going to get into all of that, and yeah, just have a good time, you know, just talking about it. But what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, well, right now I have my Starbucks cup, you know, the real fancy one. I got my gold cup, and I got water because I drink my water. I love water. I'm like a fish. I love my water. So that's what I'm drinking.
So
what about you?
I'm drinking is milk, everybody.
Milk. Is it whole milk or 2%?
I think it's whole milk. I'm not sure. What did you get?
That's my baby's milk.
Oh, okay. Well, it's whole milk.
Some good milk.
And then for snacks, I'm gonna be eating some Little Bites.
That's my baby snacks. That's my baby
chocolate
snacks.
chip muffins.
He's over here eating my kids' snacks. I got some Lay's, some chips. These are good. I love them. I love chips. Love chips, period. Period.
So yeah, guys, we're gonna get into it, and if you still haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and comment. If you guys want more content of you know, the reef talk, then leave a comment below. And yeah, so let's get into it.
So right now, you guys, we're chilling. Right now it's bedtime. It's like nighttime. Kids are put to bed. One of them is still awake. I can hear him playing with his toys. But we're just gonna ignore that and just roll with it. Go with the flow. And of course, here we got my hubby's tank. My Pico tank is over there, somewhere over there. But right now, we're gonna have this one as the main tank for the night. Reef Hubby, I would like to know, what inspired you to start this hobby? And when? When did it all begin? Like, what happened?
So, it happened a long time ago. It's been more than like 15, 20 years. Like, honestly, like, I think I was like 10 or 11. So every summer we used to go over to Mexico. We used to go to León, Guanajuato, and we used to go over there. And my brother was the one that was into fishes all the time, and he used to tell me about them and everything. And I was like, okay, you know. So I used to go with him to the there was like this vet place where the vet used to have fishes, rats. She used to have every type of animal. She had guinea pigs. So there's a bunch of stuff that she had, right? And she also had fishes, right? Just freshwater fishes or whatever. And my brother used to wake me up every morning, like around 5 or 6 in the morning. He used to be like, hey, you know, let's go see the fishes at the vet.
Really?
Yeah.
So
And I know, super early. And I was always, you know, it was the summertime, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy my summers. I'm gonna sleep till like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. But my brother used to wake me up, so I was like, all right, let's go. You know, so I used to go with him and everything, and we used to see, you know, the fishes in there and everything. So that's how it all started. And then one summer, I remember that my brother bought a 20-gallon. No, it was a 10-gallon. It was a 10-gallon fish tank. It had everything in there. It had the filter. It had the rocks. It had the little fake plants and everything. So he bought it in Mexico, and then we brought it to the States. And wow, that's basically how it all began. Yeah. So it just began with fresh water, and then being here in the States, we started visiting, you know, local aquarium stores. You know, and one of the aquarium stores that we started visiting was Aquarium Boutique. That is going to close, unfortunately, but that's one of the stores that we started visiting. So being in the freshwater, being in the freshwater, what's it called?
Interest, hobby?
Yeah, just being in the freshwater hobby, we used to see the saltwater side of it as well. So me and my brother, one time we saw a saltwater tank in Yuki's store.
Yeah.
And that's where everything started.
Wow.
That was years ago. I mean, you know, I'm talking about like 15 years ago. Wow. I would say. Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
And then now we have one. So yeah.
And did y'all set up a tank like at that time, or how did you start your first tank? I'm gonna let you eat your snack because you're gonna drink your milk. Go ahead.
So our setup, what?
I'm like over here munching your tongue.
I know. Freshwater?
Yeah, like what was your first tank like? Like when y'all set it up, was it like, how was that learning process? You know, like was it hard at first? Were y'all scared? Like it's a lot of information to start a reef aquarium. So.
Yeah, so to start a reef aquarium was tough. It was really tough because back in the day we didn't have YouTube. We had forums, but it was just it's not the same, right? Like you could read something, but then whenever you apply it, it's totally different, right? We've all been there. So it was tough. So I started watching YouTube videos whenever he started posting some videos. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it was New York Stilo. So I started watching some of his videos, and now, you know, he was successful, you know, keeping reef tanks. So that's where it all started, and yeah.
That's so cool. That is so cool.
So how did you come into the scene of keeping, you know, reefs or keeping fish
And all that? So yeah, so I do have some background, you know, with fish as well. I always grew up with a freshwater aquarium. My mom always had a fish tank in our home. You know, we always had like a glass fish tank like this, but it was only freshwater, and we had it throughout the years. Like I always remember we had fish. And she always took care of it. It was really easy to take care of. I think she just did water changes basically, and the fish were doing great. It was good. So I did have that growing up, that I never ever thought of like salt water. I never thought of ever starting one or having one of my own. You know, growing up as a teenager and everything, I did know about the saltwater aquariums, but I never in a million years thought that I would have one of my own, you know, in my home. So when I met my husband, you know, at the very beginning, and the very first time that I went to his house, at his family's house, I walk in, and in the living room, they have this huge saltwater aquarium tank. How big was it? Like,
it was 105 gallons.
105-gallon tank. That thing was massive. It was so big. And I walk in and I was just like, whoa, mesmerized, hearts in my eyes and everything. And I'm like, this is so cool. Like, I'm like, what is this? Like, tell me more, you know, like, this is so cool.
So real quick, guys, you know, one of the things that I always read about and saw on videos were people talking about, you know, if you can go big, go big. And that's what I did. So I went big into it. I think that was one of my, I don't think that's the best thing to do, especially for a beginner. I would start out with something anywhere in the range of like 40 to 50 gallons, but I went, you know, to 110. That was too big. I didn't regret it, and I still don't regret it, 'cause, you know, I don't think that's the point in all of this. But you know, I don't regret, you know, having the 110 gallon, but I ended up getting rid of it. You know, and now I kind of focus, you know, my repeating into nanos, you know, which I love. So yeah,
so
it makes it a little bit more manageable.
The smaller the better?
Not necessarily. No, it's not the smaller the better. I would just say if you have a budget, you know, then, excuse me, if you have a budget, you know, or you're on a budget, go ahead and, you know, try to keep it small, you know, anywhere from, like I said, I mean, anywhere from 20 to 50 gallon reef tank. If you don't have a budget at all, then you can, you know, go as big as you want. So
do you feel like you learned a lot from that reef tank?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. I learned a lot. I went through everything. I went through cyano stages. I went through egg stages. It was crazy. It was a huge learning experience. I just want to backtrack a little bit though. Getting into the saltwater hobby back in the day was super tough. So I went over to this store. It was Fish Gallery, right? So we go in there, you know, and I ask a guy, I'm like, hey, you know, I want to get into saltwater. Can you help us? He looked at me and my brother, and he was like, oh, it's gonna be too expensive for you. Oh. That's what he said. I know, that was so messed up. That's really messed up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he just looked at us, you know, and I mean, we're Hispanic and everything. And yeah, so we got a little discouraged, you know, but that didn't stop us. So
no,
yeah, we're here. So
here we are.
Here we are. But no, I mean, it was good. At the end of the day, you know, everybody, you know, has to, you know, if you really want something, go ahead and fight for it. So yeah.
Wow. I like that. So cool. I like that you didn't get discouraged and you kept going. You did your trials and errors, and you learned. You know, I think the best teacher is experience and mistakes and going through it, actually doing it. So yeah,
you know, and it just goes. This could be something really small, right? Like, you know, I could have just stopped right there, but I didn't, you know? So it's the same thing. We have a company, we have a roofing company, and, you know, we've been through struggles, you know, it's been an adventure, to say the least. And, but, you know, we've pushed through, we've been through, you know, thick and thin. And so far, I mean, everything is turning out really well. And, you know, it doesn't stop here, you know? We gotta keep fighting and moving forward. So yeah,
not give up, you know.
Not give up. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Not give up. You know, I've been there. I've been trying to, you know, or I was gonna give up, but then I didn't. She, you know, backed me up on a lot of stuff, you know, and you know, with reef keeping, with the company, with, you know, just everything. So, you know, you gotta keep moving forward, you know. And I think we want to be a big inspiration and all that, you know, and being self-employed. I think it's huge. If you do have the opportunity to do that, you know, go ahead and take the chance.
So basically, I did want to mention, I remember not too long ago, a couple of years ago, probably like about 3-4 years ago, I remember once upon a time you said you wanted to not quit the hobby, but pause it. Because I think you were having like some crashes going on, you were getting frustrated. I think you were working at the time, and I think it was just overwhelming you maybe. But I remember you were telling me like, hey, I think I should like take down the reef tank for now and restart it later on. And I remember you said that, and I'm like, wait. I'm like, no, don't do that. I'm like, keep going, because I know if you shut it down, you might not start it ever again. You might forget things or lose interest. I don't know.
You know, I think it's really hard to restart a reef for sure. I think there's always that chance that, you know, you probably just get distracted with life and doing other stuff and everything. That, yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough for you to restart a reef for sure. Especially if you have a bigger reef, I think it's a little bit tougher as well. So, yeah.
Still munching. Wow, no, but I'm so glad you didn't stop. I'm really glad you didn't, because I think it's a beautiful hobby. I love looking at it. I love it in the home. It's beautiful. You always keep it so clean. Like, I love it. I love it so much, and I never in a million years thought I would have one in my home. And we do.
Yeah, having a reef tank, guys, is one of the best things, especially for me. I you know, have this thing where I have anxiety, so it's kind of tough for me not to have a reef tank. So I really enjoy having a reef tank, and not only that, but it helps me with my anxiety as well. It soothes the way that I process, like, I don't know, you know, like I could be having a bad day or whatever, but I come home, you know, and I see the reef, and it just kind of relaxes my mind. There's actually, I don't know where on YouTube, but there's a video where there's this therapist that uses her reef tank, and she takes, you know, like little kids in there, and then like they end up talking about the reef, and it kind of relaxes her mind.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it relaxes her mind, and it gets them to talk.
Really?
Yeah. So like, you know how a lot of like little kids, I mean, or kids just in general, teenagers, they have issues kind of talking to people, you know. It's not the easiest thing to do, especially if you have a shy kid. But if you introduce them to a reef tank, and you have like a common ground, or a common ¿cómo se dice? Like a common topic to talk about, then you can start there, and then that person will open up, because you know, they enjoy seeing the fish in there, the coral and everything. And I always thought that was really interesting. I forgot. I think it's a Jake Adams video, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. But yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's so cool.
That's another reason, you know, why having a reef tank is super important to us. So
it is. It's very calming. Like, I see you really like calm down. You zone out when you're doing your water changes, or you're cleaning it or working on it. You're like in your zone, in your world, and I just let you be. I'm like, I'm gonna just not, you know, interfere. I'm gonna let him do his thing. That way he can go ahead and focus and get his mind off of work and stress, and just relax, you know.
So you being Reef Wifey, what do you enjoy about the hobby?
I enjoy about the hobby, first of all, that it's beautiful. It's a beautiful hobby. You know, I think I said that so many times. I love it because it's so pretty. Second, because it's very calming. I can hear the water. I can hear
trickling.
it, you know, trickling and everything. And I personally love plants. I love plants. Outside, I have like a small little garden, and corals are like plants. They're like flowers, and they have beautiful colors, beautiful textures, and everything. It's just beautiful. It's a piece of the ocean. I love the ocean. I love salt life. I love going to the beach.
She does love the ocean. She loves the ocean. Yeah, I remember one time in the Bahamas, or our honeymoon.
Honeymoon at the Bahamas.
We went to the Bahamas, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And I remember, you know, her being there and swimming in the reefs and everything. I mean, I just saw a side that I hadn't seen before.
Wow.
It was just amazing. It was good.
That's so cool. Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like I didn't know you didn't know much of me on that part, you know, that I love the ocean so much until we went to our honeymoon. Yeah. Because we don't have a beach nearby. We are in Texas, and there's no beach, or if there is, it's hours away. But
we had gone to Destin and Pensacola, but there's really not any reefs around that area.
No.
But yeah, whenever we went to the Bahamas, that was amazing. If
beautiful.
you guys haven't gone, please go. It's
go.
so cool. Just be careful. There's a lot of sharks there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sharks. So just be super, super careful in the Bahamas.
We went to Nassau. But I think it's pronounced Nassau. Yeah, we went there. It's beautiful, beautiful place. It's beautiful. Yeah, and the snorkeling, the waters are so crystal clear. The corals, the fish, the sharks.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Yeah, beautiful and beautiful. Beautiful. So that's why I love it, because it's a piece of the ocean. It reminds me of when we went snorkeling. It's just beautiful. I love salt life. I love fish especially Nemo, Finding Nemo. My son, also our kids love it. You know, our little ones are always looking at it, pointing at it. They love it. It's our family like thing. Like, we love the saltwater aquariums.
Yeah, if you guys have kids, I highly recommend even just a nano tank, a little saltwater nano tank. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I mean, it helps kids and yourself find a common ground, and it gets them talking, and it gets them interested in you know, in animals and in aquariums, and I think it's super important. So we have a 1-year-old and we have a 2-year-old, and I mean, they're amazed by the saltwater aquarium that we have. So it's pretty cool. And we're back.
That was a small intermission. The final question that I have for you is, if you could give the old Reef hubby advice in the very beginning when he starts off, what advice would you give him?
For sure, I would say trying to keep things simple. That was one of the
No, nothing else.
That was one of the things that I kind of struggled with, keeping it simple. And then one more thing, not moving every time that something happens, moving my light schedule, just moving stuff that's gonna affect the livestock in there, as well as like water quality. So, you know, just those two things right there. But apart from that, that's gonna be it, you know?
Yeah.
Just those two things right there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I like that. I like everything. That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Really good advice.
So, and it's the same principle that I follow with this reef right here, with any reef, right, that I set up, because we have two right now. We have this 20-gallon, and then we have the Pico tank, the 3-gallon. Yeah. In the 3-gallon Pico tank, we have nothing in there. The only thing that's in there is water pump, and then a heater. That's it. We don't have filtration media. We don't have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously the light. So that's all we have. Just real simple. And with this one, same thing. You know, we don't have anything crazy going on. And I don't do any water changes on this reef right here. And I know, you know, we get a lot of flack for that sometimes, but you know, I do have a little bit more experience, so I can kind of get away with, you know, not doing a water change.
Okay. And I really do like how you keep everything simple. It's like very simple. All you have is one bucket. When he does his water changes or cleanup, he just has one bucket, and in there he has like some tools that he uses. He takes them out and he does his thing. He puts it away. Done. That's it. You know?
Yeah. You know, and I think that's a core principle just in my life. You know, and I think you guys should apply it too. It's just keeping life simple, right? We as humans, we try to complicate it as much as possible for whatever reason. But no, it's just keeping it simple, you know, and that has to do with, you know, marriage, life in general. It's just keeping it simple.
Yeah, that's some good advice. I've learned that a lot from him too. I have ADHD, so I'm like all over the place. And being with him, I have learned a lot to keep things very simple, and it actually helps me a lot to like navigate my daily life. You know, it's really, really handy. So yes.
So if you guys are hearing this, you know, anybody, you know, struggling with, you know, or overcomplicating things, don't do that. You know, just keep it simple. If you want to set up a reef tank, you know, just keep it simple. If you want to do water changes, go ahead and do that. If that's your way of defining simple, then good, right? Just keep it simple. Keep doing your water changes on a weekly, bi-weekly basis or monthly basis. But you know, just keep it simple for yourself. So you know, that's an advice that I would give you guys for sure.
Really good advice. Yes. And I wanted to go ahead and show off like our crew necks, you know, at Pensacola. We got these a couple years back. I think when we got married, we went in 2018, and we went in November. We went in November, so the beach was cold, everything was cold and chilly, and oh my god. So we got these there at the little shops, and it was like perfect. It was all cozy. The water was cold, the beach and sand was cold. It was good. Never going again in November, but it was good. Yeah. Well guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. This was really fun. I had really fun talking to you.
Me too. Yeah, it was fun.
These topics, really fun. I love talking.
Yeah, I know. She loves talking way too much sometimes. So.
Well, thank you once again for watching this video. Thank you so much for commenting, giving me thumbs up. Thank you for all the new subscribers.
Comments below. I will say in the comments below, let us know what you guys want us to talk about.
Yeah, if y'all have any questions or anything like
concerns,
comments,
let us know.
Yeah,
we will answer every comment. Okay, so whatever comment you guys post, just ask away.
Ask away. With that being said, thank you so much, you guys. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Stay salty. Bye.